Hi and Assalamualaikum to everyone. We Group 6 from K2. Today we want to present about the ocean breathing and living organism. Our aim is to present a compelling case for the recognition of ocean as the living that provide the benefit to humanity. Now we move to ocean breathing. How we can imagine this process? Ocean breathing is the process of gas exchange between the ocean and atmosphere. The ocean and atmosphere have some kind of relationship. The ocean breathing is a story of relationship between water and air, liquid and gas. But it much more than just a story about chemistry and physics. It is the story of how life interact with this by chemo-physical process. For your information, the process of the breathing involve the three process, which is inhalation, respiration, and exhalation. The inhalation simply provide the oxygen necessary to facilitate the respiration process, and exhalation release the resulting carbon dioxide and water vapor.
Today I will present about the carbon pump in the ocean breathing. Okay, as we know, ocean have a large capacity to absorb carbon dioxide, thus reducing the amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. Actually, ocean have absorbed over more than 50 times carbon dioxide than our atmosphere itself. So how does carbon dioxide enter the ocean? Okay, first of all, carbon dioxide enter into the ocean carbon cycle through air surface exchange. Once dissolved in sea surface water, carbon dioxide will enter ocean carbon cycle through three mechanisms, which is first, a physical pump, second, biological pump, and lastly is carbonate pump. Okay, in physical carbon pump, the carbon dioxide can be transported into the different part of the ocean in upwelling and downwelling currents. These downwelling currents bring carbon dioxide to the deep water, and once carbon dioxide move there, they will stay there for hundreds of years. Eventually, these deep ocean currents return back to the surface in a process called upwelling. Upwelling usually occur in shorelines. When upwelling currents bring deep ocean water to the surface, the water warms and some of the dissolved carbon dioxide will release back into the atmosphere. Next, we have biological pump. The oceanic biological carbon pump is driven by the organism that live in the ocean. Okay, last but not least, we got oceanic carbonate pump. This oceanic carbonate system is essential for marine organisms such as oyster, lobsters to build their shells. When carbon dioxide dissolves in seawater, it will combine with water molecule to form bicarbonate ion, hydrogen ions, and also bicarbonate ion. The carbonate ion is the most important element for marine organism because this carbonate ion will combine with calcium ion to form calcium carbonate. Shell-breathing organisms such as lobster, oyster, and some species of plankton use this calcium carbonate to form their plates in the skeleton and also their shells. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Moving on, what does phytoplankton has to do with ocean breathing? Well, gases such as carbon and sulfur result from planktonic activities. Due to the chlorophyll pigment present in phytoplanktons, they are able to carry out photosynthesis, in which they take up dissolved carbon dioxide from surrounding waters and convert them into organic molecules while releasing oxygen as byproduct. Also, when the phytoplanktons die and decompose most of the carbon that has yet to be converted, they return to the atmosphere. While most of the carbon are released into the atmosphere when phytoplanktons die, some also get carried into the deep ocean waters or gets transferred to other creatures in the food web. As for sulfur, dimethyl sulfide is the most abundant form of volatile sulfur observed in the ocean. Diverse interest in the topic of atmospheric sulfur led to suggestions that dimethyl sulfide compound is produced by the enzymatic breakdown of dimethyl sulfonneopropionate, or else otherwise known as DMSP. DMSP is a compound found abundant in phytoplanktons that also represent a major fraction of organic sulfur in marine particles and a major sulfur carrier through the marine food web.
Next, I will explain about the importance of air. Before that, We must know that our air comprises of so many gases. For example, it composed of 78% of nitrogen gases, 21% of oxygen gases, more than 1% of argon gases, 1% comprises of trace elements, and a mere 0.04% of carbon dioxide. We know that air are very important for living things, which where animal undergo respiration and plant undergo photosynthesis. Animal breathe out huge quantities of carbon dioxide, which keep the whole system in balance. But too much carbon dioxide can be very dangerous, and it can affect human and other living things in this earth. Respiration is an essence. Without in-breath, there would not be out-breath. And gases will not be recycling. The ocean and phytoplankton plays a very vital role, which keep the carbon dioxide level steady for millions of years.
Issues on ocean breathing. On marine organisms, inadequate oxygen can reduce growth, reproduction, and of course their survival rate. The survival rate of marine organism will be decreased, and this can cause the extinction of the marine organism. Second, on ecosystem. The ecosystem effects are varied and depends of the species or tolerances. Depending on the occurrence, marine species tend to escape low oxygen. Organisms that are unable to escape low oxygen level will die. For climate change, they can cause deoxygenation with increased temperature and acidification. And for alga bloom, main factors of alga is nutrient, but loss of oxygen can lead alga can grow and it can give effect on marine ecosystem. Lastly is on economy. Hypoxia affected and habitat will lost. If this situation continues, the catch of fish is not enough to accommodate the population of the world. This will make humans struggle to buy fish, and the price will be more expensive due to high demand for fish.